It's a show where we talk about the power of your mind
to change your world around you,
to literally affect
the fabric of your reality.
We talk about this feeling of hope
and joy
and relief. And that is what being aware of your flow does. It gives you a feeling of power again in your lives.
Oh my God, you were so on target. You are so amazing. I can't thank you enough.
Breathe.
It is the feeling that you bring forward. It is your emotional connection that really sets the tone for what is going to be happening to you and for you. And you know that feeling when you touch it. It just spreads through you.
Thank you for taking my call. I don't know why I feel like crying. I think I just feel your love.
Oh, of course.
And I think I'm going to get some answers.
I'm Summer McStravick, and welcome to another episode of Flowdreaming. Welcome to Flowdreaming. How are you all today? I'm feeling pretty good right now. My mind is just buzzing. I've had such interesting conversations with people these last couple days. My friends, my clients, all seem to be coalescing around this central idea. So I have done a quick switcheroo, and I'm giving you this show topic today. It was not originally scheduled, but when things are just moving through my mind like this, I have to share it. So here is our topic for today's episode of Flowdreaming. I'm calling it Career PTSD, right? How many of you guys are sufferers of career PTSD? PTSD is post-traumatic stress disorder. Typically, it's applied to people who have been in war or, survivors of the World Trade Center bombing, people who've undergone intensely stressful, conflict-filled events or environments. Even people who had difficult childhoods can have a form of PTSD that they have to work through. I wonder, though, has anybody spoken about career PTSD? Well, let me tell you how this all got started. That each show, what I do is I talk about flow energy, manifesting, creating, how to work with the energies, your flow, which is really an inherently beautiful energy that propels you forward through life. You always wonder, how is my future made? How is it constructed? Does it just fall randomly into place as if by magic each day? Some people think that. Other people think, no, there's some sort of divine guidance that steps in and changes things. And some people, like myself, have come to the conclusion that it's kind of a hybrid of the two. Yes, there is a flowing guidance, but your life is also being set up by the thoughts that you create moment by moment, in the now, second by second. And it's the thoughts and the feelings and the expectations that create the so-called law of attraction around you. You are, in effect, setting up your future as you are living your present moment. So it came around that I was talking the last couple of days with quite a few different people about their jobs, and they have been recently either laid off, fired, or quit. A variety of ways. But here was the common thread, and I'm thinking, how does this relate to what they're manifesting, they're creating? What does this mean? And I've been talking with them. So I'm going to give you a couple different ways of thinking about what it means after you've left a job or been fired from a job, what it feels like, who you are, what's happened to you. Okay, typically we are told if you get fired or you get laid off or you voluntarily leave because the job is just not helping you. I'm mainly talking about, of course, people who leave stressful positions. They can't take it anymore, or their job can't take them, one way or the other. The reason I think that a lot of times people do develop a form of PTSD is that when you're in an ongoing, emotionally wearing, stressful, grinding situation, our energies align to that situation. We're trying to match it, even if it means we go into work every day miserable. We're aligning, we're forcing ourselves to align. And even if we can't completely align, we're then putting ourselves in almost a worse place because we're half aligned, half not aligned. We're in a place of discombobulation, of not feeling right. There's just something wrong. When you're in that place, your energy is aligning to a job or a workplace that is not you. Doesn't work for you anymore. And over time, think of it like this. Your energy becomes corrupted by that job. I don't know how many people, actually raise your hands again. How many of you out there have noticed that over time you have become so used to the craziness at your job that it's just become part of what a job is? That's not the case with every job. But you've convinced yourself it is because you're so used to it. You can't see it. It's like growing up in a hugely dysfunctional family where there's screaming and yelling and alcohol or drugs or, abuse and, irresponsibility. Kids get used to it. They think that's how it is. That's how it is. And then later on in life, when they're recreating their own families, they tend to pattern off of what they saw. They don't try to create something bad. It's just, that's what they experience. That's their normal. Your job situation is so similar to a dysfunctional family. If it's not working, if you are being habitually ignored, cut down, unappreciated, placed in a constant competitive environment, you are being molded to that. Your energies are. So what happens when you're finally freed from that job? Why do you think you fall to pieces? Get depressed? Cry every day? Freak out? Because you're being released from that mold. And you have to relearn a new normal. You have to, in essence, purge your past workplace. And this is the part that really gets me because we're taught, as soon as you lose a job or leave a job, you've got to immediately go out and get another one. You've got to fix that. You can't just sit around. You can't be on unemployment. You can't. No. You got to go right back out and get yourself back in. And then you wonder, why is it so hard to do that? And then you think, nobody wants me. Nobody's replying to my resume. Or you feel like, oh boy, I'm getting these interviews and I don't even want these jobs. I can't even summon the desire to want to be working for someone. What's happening is you haven't purged. You haven't purged the last job. It's still in you. It's got to ooze out of you. All of that negativity, competition, upset, feelings of being inadequate or, overworked, whatever it is. You need to allow it to come out of you. And that can be a 6-month process. That can be a year-long process. Depending on how much you were affected by your last workplace, it can take time. Here's what happens, though, if we don't take that time. And I know because I'll give you a couple examples. I was talking with a friend of mine. She was in an abusive work environment. It was a family-owned business. And everybody was at the whim of the crazy people at the top. And, everyone was constantly being blamed for things when they weren't being given clear direction. They were expected to do things and yet nobody had ever given them the instructions to do those things. Just typical stuff, right? Where everything just, you're like, there's no communication. I get all these mixed, directions, and then I do something and then I'm told it's wrong. Then I'm chastised for something else. She got out of that and she got out of it badly, because here's another thing about these kinds of workplaces. You can often tell they're dysfunctional when the employees are in competition with each other. Everybody is fighting for scraps, in essence. One person's always trying to get the better shift and the other person is, trying to look better than their other coworker who isn't pulling their weight. And everybody is going at each other in subtle ways. There's no spirit of collaboration, of teamwork. Lets everybody pat on the back. It's always like, no, I've got to do that. I've got to get my piece of this. I want to be the one in charge. I need the authority. That's a sign that you're in a very sick workplace. And it's a sign that you're probably acquiring a gradual form of this career PTSD. Now, PTSD, of course, I'm using this sort of lightly. Yes, it is a true psychological diagnosis. I'm going to talk about it from an energy standpoint, though, an energetic, emotional, flow-based, almost a spiritual standpoint. So anyway, let me get back to my story. She got out of this after it turns out, some of her coworkers had turned against her because they were fighting for their authority. They were fighting for scraps. There wasn't enough given out. There wasn't enough praise. There wasn't enough, praise going on. She gets herself a new job. A couple weeks in, she realizes, oh my God, this is the same company, just different people, same company. She says, no clear direction. I haven't been praised once. I'm feeling a resurge of the craziness. I'm feeling like dread going in. So what'd she do? She quit. I think it's the very best choice she could have made. She hasn't purged the prior career's energy from her system. And I'm telling you this because you might be doing this too. And that's why you find the next job and you're uncomfortable with it. You don't really want to do it, but you feel forced to do it. You're probably just recreating where you just came from. If you haven't thoroughly released and let go, you'll just get yourself right back in the situation. So now she's actually taking the time. She's saying, no, I recognize that energy. And she felt really great because she recognized the space, what it was like. She had been away from it just long enough to have been able to look at it and say, oh, I can see it now, instead of just forcing myself back into it. I'll give you another example. Another one of my clients decided that she couldn't stay at her job anymore. It was just wearing her down to nothing. So she went out on medical leave, and I've been working with her to get her new opportunities. And she just keeps saying, oh, I've been going on these interviews and I don't even want them. I don't want them. I don't want anything. And we've been talking about how there's a push-pull dynamic in her energy right now. She has not yet released the dynamic of her last position. And yet she's trying to manifest this new, beautiful, good-feeling position. What we really should be doing is just purging, just spending time purging and saying, let's get rid of that old feeling. Let's see what a new job would feel like that doesn't contain any of the qualities of the last job. Let's just play in that energy. Let's recondition you. Let's buff you out and polish you up and purge you. And so that way, when you do get that next interview, it actually is for a job. So pay attention. If you're interviewing for jobs that you really don't want, and those are the only ones that are coming your way, it's an indicator you're still stuck in your old job's energy. Those new interviews, those new positions will only come around when you have that new energy inside you, which is full of enthusiasm, excitement, desire, joy, a sense of hope. In fact, that's another way you can tell where you're at. If you're in between jobs and you don't have a sense of enthusiasm, joy, excitement about what your next job is going to be, then you've been marked. You have gunk to get rid of. I mean, if even just saying that makes you roll your eyes like, really, who could be excited about their next job? It's a clear sign, because believe it, people are excited about their next job. They feel like, wow, my last job was great and I expanded my skills, and it's too bad that company, if it was a nice, peaceful, beautiful ending, I just love my last work. I am so ready to recreate that, and I want to even move to a bigger level with it. I want to, expand on my talents. There's true enthusiasm for what you're doing, where you're going, what's going to happen next for you. Here's another little example. Another friend I was talking to, client. A lot of times we become both. She actually grew out of her job. She just grew out of it. And she found that the things they were asking her to do felt increasingly boring. Just like, I've done this. I know this. And I need to get bigger. And her employers were saying, no, you can't get bigger. We don't have an opportunity for you to get bigger. You have to keep doing what you were doing. And not only that, but we don't want you to do anymore. We don't want your ideas. We don't want your suggestions. We don't want your changes. We're fine as we are. Nothing wrong with the employer. It just didn't fit her anymore. The employer just wanted to stay as they were, even keel, And she was saying, but you could do this, we could do that, we could grow, you could do da. And that is why she eventually, again, was let go from her position. Not that she couldn't do the job, she just outgrew it. Now, she's keeping that sensation of, I want to go bigger. I had all those enthusiastic ideas. Now I'm finding a place that will let me express them. Let me become my next step. Now, she's got a little bit of what I call career PTSD because there's residual anger at her past employer for not seeing her value. And that's what it comes down to, a sense of they didn't see my value. If they had seen my value, they would have invested in me. They would have said, yeah, we believe in you. Do it. So, I think most of us have had that experience in work where we don't feel that our value has been seen or has been just taken for granted, or they don't even realize how much we're contributing. We're just glossed over. We don't get that validation that we need. That's one way of knowing, frankly, if, as long as we're going down this kind of hippity-hoppity list, that's one way of knowing if your job is good for you or if it is slowly giving you a form of energetic PTSD. Do you get daily validation? Is there someone, a boss, your coworkers, who say, you're so amazing at what you do. We just love your contributions. Do your colleagues respect you, or do they compete with you? It's another question you should ask yourself. Okay, this is the official quiz. Is your job giving you emotional PTSD or energetic PTSD? 1, are you getting daily validation? 2, do your colleagues or coworkers respect you? Do they help you? Or do you always feel like I can't show them this, or they're going to be hard to work with and I'm competing, or, it was my idea, but she's going to say it was her idea? If there's any of that going on, it's an indication that your workplace has lack mentality. The only time coworkers get in competition with each other is if there's a sense of lack. There's not enough. So we all start grabbing it from each other. And it's like people just yanking stuff out of each other's arms every single day, every single week, every single month. I think the only time the competition is good in a workplace is if, it's a workplace that requires that. A sales team, for instance, everybody wants to do 10 sales this month. If you do 15, you get an extra bonus. You're not competing directly with your coworkers. You're competing with yourself, essentially. Yeah, I'm going to do 15. You're not competing with the person, across the way from you. Because hopefully your employer has created different sets of clients. You're not trying to take them from each other. Here's another way. How does your boss factor in? Does your boss create competition or compete with you or instill a sense of competition? Like, oh, my boss likes so-and-so better than they like me. That is creating a subtle sense of competition. And of course, there's favoritism in workplaces. Why? How? Because people just get along better with each other sometimes. It's just like friendships. Some people just click and some people don't. But it's a feeling of an inherent unfairness. Okay? Think about this. Play through this. What happens when you leave that workplace? You will have ingested a series of lessons inside of your energy. 1, workplaces are unfair. Somebody's always favorited. 2, I always have to try and, carve out my space, get my authority. There's never enough to go around. 3, something else that would be there. I'm sorry, I'm just suddenly blanking on what my number 3 is. That's what happens when you go off your notes. Like I do. 3, insecurity, which is, I don't know if I'm going to have my job tomorrow. My company is so up and down all the time. They don't give me any sense of security or stability. Okay, these things could be embedded in you. When you go out and look for that next job, if that's what's still lingering inside you, what you feel is what you create. You are the mirror. The world mirrors you. What's inside you is reflected outward. So if you're not getting those good interviews, those good opportunities, look inside. What are you holding in there? What are your expectations? What were you marked with? What do you need to let go? And once you let them go, then what? Then you rebuild. You rebuild a new set of expectations, a new set of realities, which is, my work is amazing. I will be with this company forever. I'm continuously promoted. I'm given responsibility. I'm continuously challenged. I love the opportunities and I love the kind of work that I'm doing. Everything is there. It's a beautiful relationship I'm having. You need to bring that inside of you. You can't wait for the workplace to create that in you. You have to create that in you somehow before the workplace is going to match you. So, there you go. Just a little bit of riffing about the nature of work and PTSD and my poor friends. I feel so bad for them. I have been in the same place. I have also had career PTSD, and I know exactly how difficult it is to release it. But it can be done. Absolutely. And you know, proof is right here behind the microphone. I love my work. I love my career. I'm in the best place I could ever be. Every day I'm amazed and overjoyed that I could be, you know, doing what I do, teaching flow dreaming, teaching manifesting for a living. I'm amazed. I love it. So for me, I'm constantly expressing a feeling of gratitude, of joy, of gratefulness. Almost like, God, universe, you picked me to do this? You know, it's like I feel like the energies picked me as much as I chose to do this. It's like we went, you know, it's a back and forth, a beautiful mutual relationship. So when you look for your next career, don't concentrate as much on exactly what you're going to be doing. Concentrate on the feeling that the work will give you. Allow your flow to bring in multiple opportunities for the actual field you're working in, the actual job title. Instead, focus on how the work gives you a sense of being useful, loved, appreciated, creative. I don't know, stick in whatever list you have. Start with that. See what happens. All right. So that was my flow energetic pep talk. Not really specifically on how to manifest, except in a way it is. Because I'm telling you how to manifest a career that you love and enjoy. And to do that, you have to recognize, what am I carrying over from my last job that's still inside me? I mean, if I was talking about relationships, you guys would be all, I totally get it. You know, I broke up with this person, or that we broke up or divorced, and now I feel like I don't want another relationship. I'm afraid. What if I get with the same? All right. Just take all those feelings about relationship, boop, and move them on to career. Same thing. Career is a relationship too. Exactly the same. Okay, I've way overshot my break time. So we are going to go to a break. Before we do, quickly, go visit flowdreaming.com. That is my website. There's an incredible manifesting store there. I have great MP3s, flow dreams, audio, downloads that will help you create and get your new career, help you release old energy like we just talked about, as well as get your dream job. In fact, there's one called My Dream Job. So go get it. Look for playlists about career, income, money. They're all there to help you. This will detox your flow, detox your energy. You've got to do it if you want to move forward. Okay. That being said, stay with me through the break. When we come back, we have a great flow dream, and I see your calls. We're going to get to them. Please do call. To find out when the show is live, go to flowdreaming.com. Just check out the podcast page. Be right back.
I'm Summer McStravick, and you may have heard about my Diamond Mentorship Program. Well, now it's changing. Everything has to grow up. That's why I'm taking the Diamond Mentorship Program to a new level. I'll be taking a group of you together on a 6-month journey into yourselves, into your lives, as I help you make something spectacular. So what exactly do you want to create? Come into the program knowing already, or find it with us along the way. Maybe you want huge, secure income, or maybe it's to launch your own business. Maybe you want a great life partner, or maybe it's to finally be free from unhappiness and restriction. Whatever it is, you'll end the program having created it. We'll make sure of that. We will launch you. Think of it as a mastermind group where you get to know yourself, who you truly are, and what you're capable of. Think total inner empowerment. Think of yourself beyond your fears. As a diamond, you'll work with me through 8 segments of fun worksheets, deeply personalized private one-on-one sessions, monthly flow dreams, and online meetups. I will give you the tools. You'll learn what your manifesting strengths and weaknesses are and how you truly work best with flow energy. You won't make just one positive, spectacular change, but many. So register at flowdreaming.com, and please do register early. I will close the program when it fills, and I expect it to fill before our actual start date. So if you're thinking about being a diamond, now is the time to leap. Just do it. I cannot wait to welcome you and get to know more about you and your life and begin working with you as a diamond.
A private session with Summer is unlike any other reading you've ever had. You can do it by phone or Skype from anywhere in the world. In your session, Summer reads your flow. Sometimes she sees things that are coming or things that have passed. Critically, she reads your present and can show you your current set of choices and help you know which ones flow best for you. Ask Summer any kind of questions. Ask her to look into people you care about, such as spouses, bosses, exes, family, or friends, to see what they're really thinking. Ask her where your energy has gotten stuck or blocked. Because Summer is an expert at finding the core events, beliefs, or thoughts that block you, and together the two of you can shake them loose. Last, ask Summer to craft a flow dream just for you, around your issues and desires. Ask her to put some strong manifesting energy in this area of your life. And as hundreds of past clients have said, be ready for real amazing results. It's not your typical reading. It's manifesting plus intuition. Find Summer sessions on her website, flowdreaming.com, under private sessions. Even people who normally never get intuitive readings get readings from Summer. That's flowdreaming.com. Search private sessions.
Hi, I'm Summer, and my manifesting store at flowdreaming.com underwrites this free podcast. You're going to find so many tools there to help you practice flow dreaming, from individual targeted flow dreams to whole programs to on-demand classes to books and CDs. Of course, the Flow Dream of the Month Club, as well as my mentorship program. Oof, that is a lot. But there is where you can pick up something to practice with. The manifesting store puts your interest into motion. I know you won't stop there either, because once you get there, you'll also discover my free blog and our community discussion board, all about manifesting. That's the manifesting store at flowdreaming.com.
Did you know you can like Flow Dreaming on Facebook? Just search for Flow Dreaming on Facebook and click like to start getting Summer's Flow Dreaming updates. Ditto for Twitter.
You're listening to Flow Dreaming with your host, Summer McStravick.
Welcome back to Flow Dreaming. Ooh, we're going to go into the flow right now and do a little bit of career detox. What do you think? Career detox? Ooh, maybe I should rename my show title today, the episode Career Detox. So I got to think about this. We'll see. We'll see what I end up. Whatever you read, that's what I decided to do afterwards. That's why I like these on the fly shows sometimes, because my mind seizes on a thought, an idea. I'm watching really what I described to you as a pattern that I've noticed in the last week or two. You know, I looked at 3 different friends and clients, and I said, oh my God, it's the same pattern. It's coming up. It's coming up. Well, why am I seeing this now? What does that mean? Oh, I better speak about it. You know, I try as often as I can to allow myself to be moved by waves like this, to pay attention. If the energies are bringing me something, then it's bringing it to me for a reason. I don't question it. I just say, okay, yes, I will talk about this. I will speak about this. I don't know why. I trust. Absolute trust in flow. Okay. For those of you who are new to the podcast, yes, this is a show about manifesting, creating, being what I call the flow, which is a lovely, luscious thought. It's a feeling. It's a place. Think of your life as a river of light. It's you, your essence. You are this river. You had a past where you were flowing from. You have a present where you are. And as you flow forward into your future, you can kind of see how the energies are going to weave together. Now, how they actually weave together depends on everything that you've done till now. Who are you right now? What have you put into place? What ideas are going to fruit for you? What physical things have you been working on that will manifest as something that will happen for you? Manifesting is very logical when it comes down to it. It's very practical, very logical. It's all about changing now, defining now what it is that you will be tomorrow. Because if you are feeling and becoming that person inside you in the moment, regardless of whether or not the rest of your life has yet served up any proof of it, that's the real key. You become who and what you want inside yourself now. And say to life, I know that you'll prove this with events and people and income and all of that as we move forward. But I'm showing you, I am creating a mirror so that you can now reflect off me. And everything will reflect exactly what I am. Anyway, the technique can be found at flowdreaming.com, where I describe to you how what we're about to do is not hypnosis, not meditation. I say it a million times. It's not any of those things. It's its own beautiful hybrid synthesis, emotion-based way of communicating with the universe. By the way, I have a great free online event, lecture, seminar, teaching, class, experience, call it whatever you want. It's coming up in a couple of weeks. If you're curious, you want to get on my mailing list at flowdreaming.com. I'll tell you all about it. It's free. We're going to talk about how you can relate to the universe, talk to it in a way that it listens to you, that it responds to you. I'm also going to be teaching you and telling you about ways, things that I see people do that causes their flow, their universe to kind of ignore them. And that way maybe you'll get to see, oh, I've been doing this and I need to be doing that, and kind of give you some really good new ideas. Okay, enough about all of that. Let's go ahead and close your eyes, and you're going to flow with me. If you don't know what you're doing, just remember, not meditation. We're not clearing your mind. I want you to feel this. I want you to feel it with your entire emotional self. Nice deep breath as we relax. I like to let go. Breathe deeply. You let all the thoughts of the day just leave your head. You can go back and pick them up later. They'll be there for you. They're not going anywhere. You're allowed to take 5 minutes. Just be another place. Do something else. Go ahead. Let go every stress, everything on your to-do list. Set it aside. It's like you're walking it all over a big bundle of clothes in your arms, and you just set it over there in the basket. You'll fold them later. You'll get back to it. Right now you're doing something that's vital. It's so important to you. You're going to address your emotional self. You're going to address that deeper part of yourself. The deeper energy within you, the soul, the spirit, your consciousness. That inner template, that inner body of light and energy and information, that's all it is. That's collected all the things that has ever happened to you. Imagine all of those memories and experiences all recorded inside you. In fact, if you add them all together, you realize they make up you. Everything you've ever seen or done or experienced or heard or thought or felt or any of that in this life and perhaps beyond, piled all together. That's you. You're so unique. You're a snowflake. You're a flower. Unlike anything else, because your experiences all together, your information, the knowledge, it's never gone together in the exact same way for a single other soul in the world or the universe. This is your biggest, brightest, deepest, most potent and powerful self. And this is the part of you that perhaps has been storing up some negative energy, some emotional energy. Perhaps from a workplace or any kind of environment where you've been daily unappreciated, or daily in deep competition, daily in a place where there's scarcity and lack and people are trying to get something, take it away from someone else, get it for themselves. Perhaps you've been in an environment where you haven't been appreciated, where people have failed to call to your attention and everyone else's how wonderful you are, how creative and truly bright and intelligent and thoughtful, how productive you are, or how well you offer support, or how well you lead, whatever it is that your job has required of you and you've done it. And maybe you say, well, I didn't really do it that well. Why do you think you didn't do it that well? We only reach that point if we feel no joy in doing it. There's nothing to do it for. So forgive yourself for that. It's okay if you didn't do it well. If you had received something from it, if you had received joy and a sense of abundance and income and felt that you were loved and respected and worthy, you would have done it amazingly well. You would have wanted to. So it's not your fault. Remember this, it's not your fault. And because of that, you can let this go. You can feel the energy of this past workplace or environment just whisking out of your system. It's like a sponge that someone has squeezed the energy. Do you see? It's like gray dishwater, dirty, squeezing right out of you. Oh, you say, that wasn't really me. It wasn't really me. That was other people's energies. That was other people's thoughts, other people's ways of doing things squeezed out of me. I didn't realize, but I had been absorbing that, collecting that. I got so used to it, I forgot. I didn't even realize it was going on around me, that I just kept soldiering through it. That's what everyone tells you to do. Just get through it. Be strong. And you're realizing, well, it's good to be strong when you're strong in a place that is noble and good and requires your deep strength and confidence. But being strong because the situation around you is ongoingly awful? That's not the kind of strong I want to be. Strong in that case is being able to say, we don't fit. I lovingly let you go. I lovingly release you. I forgive you. I forgive you for the damage you've done to me. I forgive you for leaving me with this hollow sensation of not being good enough or not being fulfilled or not being wanted. Forgive you for that. Forgive you. You can forgive the workplace. You can forgive the whole company. You can forgive the institution. You can forgive a particular person, or just forgive it all. Forgive the whole experience. Say, and you feel yourself doing that. You feel yourself getting lighter and freer. You just feel like a twinkly little star. You want to take off. You want to float through the sky now. You realize my next job is going to be nothing like my last job. My next job, I'm back on track. I'm myself. I'm loved, appreciated. I grow, I expand, I'm accepted, I'm wanted, I'm seen, I'm heard, I'm recognized, I'm rewarded, I'm validated. And you feel that right now. That's who you are, and that is what you deserve. You feel that? You feel that recognition? Feel the validation? Feel how grateful the people are around you that you've come aboard, you've joined them? Oh, it's a beautiful sense of collaboration. It's like being welcomed by a close circle of loving friends. Oh, we're so glad to see you. We've missed you. We want you. That's the feeling my job gives me. That's the feeling I linger on now. As I return from my flow, coming back. And now I open my eyes. So some of you guys will notice when I do these flow dreams on air, sometimes I give you lots of visuals, sometimes I don't. Sometimes we're working through an emotional process in the energies, such as today. Sometimes I ask you to see and feel the actual essence, the flow of yourself, that beautiful, sweet, soft, guiding, yet strong and powerful correcting energy that's flow. It just depends on how we're working, what we're trying to do, what we're trying to manifest. Manifesting requires a lot of different ways of working with the energy, but working with the energy is what you do if you want to become a world-class manifester. So that is the goal, and I hope that helped all of you guys. Again, you can get a much more beautiful, cleaned up, perfect version of this flow dream by going to the website. Look up my dream job. Also look up, I have flow dreams there for releasing and reclaiming my power. Those are great ones if you have, if you're finding yourself in a transitional space like this. Okay, quick break. When we come back, see career questions. You're going to get a chance to see me work with people, what it's like when I look in flow, when I make corrections in people's energies. Stay with me. I'm Summer McStravick.
Hey, Sapphire. Oh, wait, you're not a Sapphire member of my mentorship program? Well, maybe you don't know what that includes. I'm Summer McStravick, and I know you're listening to this podcast because you're discovering real, valuable tools to help you manifest better in your life. You're also learning to look at the world like a manifesting practitioner does, like me, meaning everything is energy-based. Everything can be constructed, impacted, or changed. So why not go a little further? Sapphire Mentorship means making a commitment to really learn about manifesting and using flow energy. You'll be part of a self-paced, on-demand, online program that teaches you how to really use flow in your life. Plus, there are a ton of other great tools. Check it out at Flowdreaming.com. You'll discover a group of like-minded people who, just like you, want to see what they can really do in their lives. That's Flowdreaming.com. The Sapphire Mentorship Program.
Hi, I'm Venus Andrecht. I'm Summer's mother, and my show, The Dear Venus Show, airs right after hers. Sometimes I talk to dead celebrities or otherwise look into the great beyond, and I always do on-air readings for you, my callers. What can I do for you when you have a private phone reading with me? Well, I'm a medium, clairsentient, clairaudient, an empath, a telepath who can tell you what the people in your life are thinking, and I'm a clarifying counselor who can also look clearly into your life. I also work with good energies to help things change for the good in your life. You can find out more about me at my website, GodIsAlwaysHappy.com. That's GodIsAlwaysHappy.com. So come and see me after Summer Show. We're a lot alike and very different. Guaranteed you won't be bored.
Too busy to flow dream? Or do you just sometimes forget? It's easy to get so caught up in living that we forget the bigger, deeper, more important things, such as being aware of our flow. That's why Summer introduced the Flow Dream of the Month program. Start and stop whenever you want and enjoy the first 30 days and a flow dream free. Each month, Summer sends you a new flow dream to work with as she moves through carefully chosen areas of our lives. Be surprised, be challenged, be delighted, and be reminded. Your flow is the deepest you. Commit to it. Check out the Flow Dream of the Month Club at flowdreaming.com today. Bask in the glorious, soothing voice and music of Summer's Flow Dream Meditations. These meditations are unlike any other you'll find. They're active meditations. They're packed with energy, real power, and yet you can gently fall asleep listening to any one of them. Each Flow Dream meditation pours good emotions and energy into your subconscious as you sleep or meditate. You can choose from a variety of focuses, from dazzling self-love to overnight riches. Try a few and see for yourself. You can find all Summer's Flow Dream meditations at flowdreaming.com in the Manifesting Store.
Manifest your life with Summer McStravick and Flow Dreaming.
Welcome back to Flow Dreaming. And Leslie, you have been waiting so patiently. What can I help you with today?
Hi, Summer. Thank you so much. Well, what you're talking about really describes my situation. So I'm glad you had this topic today.
Well, what's going on then?
Well, I have been looking for more of a better interim job because I'm working on skills to get back into my career area. So I'm kind of in this in-between place anyway. And right now I've had interim or like long-term temporary jobs, and I just finished one that was okay. It was fairly positive. But I've had some negative ones too. So there's some of that, getting rid of that energy.
Yeah.
But my question right now, and there's a certain sense of anxiety I have just because of the time frame. I have kind of a short time frame to find something, and it can be interim work, and I'm working with agencies, but I'm almost at the point where I have to, or maybe forced to make a decision to move elsewhere, and so that's really weighing heavy on me now, and it's hard to be as positive as I want to be, or to use the positive flow to find what I need. So wondering if psychically, if you can see if there is still a chance I can find something, if I can align my energy. And
where do you live right now?
The Northwest, Pacific Northwest. I mean, where I am is a busier place. The economy is better than where I would be thinking of moving to. It's not that different, but
yeah. Okay.
I feel like there's a lot of things I can do. It's just finding the right thing in time.
Yeah, I know. You're starting to you have this little, it's like the edges of you are starting to feel very brittle and panicky. Like you keep pushing away the panic. It's on the way. It's like watching a thundering, horses and carriage coming at you from the distance. And that's the feeling you seem to be having. I think part of this is originating in the fact that you are retraining for something else, trying to move in, and you have a lot of anxiety about that. Will you be able to make it? Are you going to was it worth it? Will anybody want that? Will they want you to do that? You have a lot of anxiety there. If I were you, I would, for the moment, let me just set the travel thing aside. You should be flow dreaming every day. These feelings telling the universe this, I am wonderful at this new line of work. I was made for this. I'm a duck to water in this. Everything recognizes this. And the best position, wherever I should be living, is presented to me because of this. This is the next phase of my life. And I have no fear about it. None. I refuse to carry fear into the equation. I can do this. I am this. I'm not anything else. If I look backwards at all the things I do or where I was, I recognize those aren't really me. And yet this is me, and I'm more solid in it than I've ever been. What is it you're training to do?
Well, I'm retraining to go back into architecture and planning, but there's actually something else more creative that's on the back burner. And probably about 6 months ago, I talked to you, and you made a comment about it, that you saw it that was more, in some ways, educationally oriented, but creative media. And
okay.
So that's kind of on the back burner, but I have no idea really how feasible that is. And so I need something solid that I like, and so that's why I'm retraining to go back into or upgrading skills. It's not retraining. Upgrading skills to go back into architecture and planning, which is pretty busy. I mean,
you could do this. You could do this. You could also be branching out from it into, I don't know, there's something, I'm seeing more of the architecture. I'm seeing less planning. I mean, there is management. Now let me go back and look at travel, because that was secondary, or moving rather. Let's see.
It's like when I look at it, it's like I feel sort of a block that I won't have to do that. It's like worst case scenario. It might not be that bad, but
let's put it this way. What I get from you, what I get from your energy is you could move or you could stay. It's almost like 50-50. 50-50. It's a energetically neutral proposition right now. If you moved, you would be fine. If you stayed, you'd be fine. So I'm going to go back to the original question. Do you want to move? That's all you should be considering. Not, do I have to move? Do I want to move? And if you say no, then
the answer is no.
I
feel like everything that I want long term and short term is here.
Then stay there. Then just stay there. You don't have to go.
Financial.
You don't have to go yet.
Okay.
Nope. Don't have to go.
So things could work out for me to stay.
Yep.
Okay.
Things work out. You got to own this feeling of you being in architecture and financial. Just own it. Not financial planning, but planning. Okay. I got to let you go, Leslie, but I hope that gives you some confidence. That's what you need.
Yeah,
all right.
That would help too. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Okay. We have a little time here for Lisa. Hey, Lisa. Career. What's going on? You have career.
Yes. Hi, Summer.
Go ahead, real quick. Tell me what's on your...
I'm sorry. I haven't been able to earn an income in about 7 years, so I'm having difficulty tapping into the emotion of doing so in my flow because it's been so long.
Were you on medical leave?
Excuse me?
Were you on some sort of medical leave?
No, I'm self-employed. I've just, things just haven't worked out. I haven't gotten paying clients in a few ventures that I've done.
Interesting, because it just, boom, medical leave came up real, medical leave being a situation where it's kind of like you think about working, but you just can't really do it. You can't, it's a feeling of being prevented from working. So that's unusual that I get a hit so strong on something, but you're telling me that you just didn't get paying clients over 7 years. If you're not getting paying clients over 7 years, it's almost like being on medical leave in that you've created some kind of situation where you can't allow in payment or money. You can't allow in a reward for your work. Don't you find that fascinating? Just interesting?
Yeah, it's interesting and weird. And what do I do? Because I feel I definitely have worth, and I put myself out there, and I've had websites and networking online and all, and even locally, and nothing comes to fruition. I do quite a bit of pro bono work, but
is it health related? What your work is?
No. Well, actually, now as of last November, I decided to. It used to be life and job coaching, and then I decided last November to go into mediumship because I just kept getting more and more messages from people, and I wanted to deliver them and do something with that. So that that was a big step for me to even publicly admit that I have that ability.
The feeling.
Right, exactly. Excuse me. And so, I've put forth, I've moved forward, and I seem like I'm doing everything appropriapely, I guess. But again, just the paying clients. I even have a radio show. I have a blog. I've been on Twitter for like 5 years, so I have a lot of contacts.
Right. You appear to me like you are. I'm going to be puzzling about this for the rest of the afternoon because it's a really interesting energy I am feeling in you. Where it's like you're out of the game, like a person on medical. They're out of the game. They've removed themselves from the possibility because they have got something else going on inside them. So you are trying to explore and create a life around your intuitive skills, yet you're out of the game. You're unable to make the connection between what you do and the people coming to you. It's a disconnect. Is what you've got happening here. You feel like you just are kind of, I know you're doing things aggressively to go out, like if you're going to do a radio show, that shows that you are involved. You are into it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm just being quiet because there's more here and I'm watching my clock tick. I've got 1 minute. Yeah. Oh gosh. You know what? I Lisa, I can't talk to you anymore. I can't even give you an answer. Oh my gosh, this is once in a blue moon.
That's okay.
Look, you go into your flow. I don't know. Ask yourself what it is that's holding yourself back. Approach it like you were on medical leave. That's all I can say. It's bizarre. But I gotta go, Lisa. I'm so sorry.
Hey, that's all right. Thank you, Summer.
Bye. Wow. Very, very rarely does something come where I can't just boom right in and see it. I know I'm going to find that connection like an hour from now. Poor Lisa. I'm so sorry, my dear. Okay, but I got to run. Thank you, everybody, for enjoying the program, and I will be back next week with more Flow Dreaming. Take care.